Welcome to my studio. My name is Ray, and this week over on my channel we're going to be painting seashells. I can't wait to paint these with you, so without any further ado, let's get started. Oh, it's very hot here in the UK. We've got a heat wave and it's making me think of all things seaside and seashells and all that stuff. So I'm going to be working in my beetle sketchbook, but I have got some extra watercolour paper in it. And as you know, I'm in my art journaling era, which I'm really enjoying. I'm enjoying just being a little bit more creative and a little bit more loose in my painting style. So I'm really enjoying being making it less scary. So here's a little book that I'm using, and I've got some watercolour paper inside. This is Arches and it's 300 GSM watercolour paper, and it has a rough surface, and I've chosen this paper today because I just really like the way that paint reacts. I'm going to be using 2 watercolour paints, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. And the little bee that you see there is from Estabrook. A lot of you have asked me about it. I got mine from Cult Pens here in the UK, but I'm pretty sure that you can buy them directly from Estabrook. This paper holds the paint really, really well, and I'm enjoying using granulating paints, which is one of the colours I'm going to be using today, along with an opaque one. When you paint along with me, you can use whatever you want to, and your free outline is waiting for you over on Patreon, which is our free membership level. And if you are a paid member, of course, you'll get that for free as well. I'm using a waterproof ink today because I'm going to be painting over the sketch that I have done. I'm going to be using my Lumos pen from Tom's studio, and I'm going to be using the sketching from Lottie. Now, I used it in last week's video. I think it was last week or the week before. I must give a quick disclaimer. Tom's studio pens, the Lumos pen, you can use any pen you want to, of course. This is a micron pen, but it must be waterproof if you're going to be painting over it with watercolour or indeed any other medium, okay? So the paint, this is a Lumos pen. It has a 0.1 nib in it, and it's great for sketching, and I'm using the sketching because I said from Lottie. Quick disclaimer though, Tom Studio pens do recommend that you use ink only from them because it can clog the cartridge inside. I have been using it for a few weeks without any trouble at all, but I do want to mention that in case you use it and something goes horribly wrong. These are some paints that I swatched out for another tutorial that we did, I think, maybe last year, and I really like the colour palette, and this is kind of inspiring me to use the 2 colours that I'm going to be using today. But of course, as always, you can use whatever colours that you want to. You don't have to paint the same colours as me. You can be as creative as you want to be. I'm going to start off by sketching this directly onto my watercolour paper because that's what I enjoy doing. I'm not using a pencil because by using a pencil I find that I'm striving for perfection, and I'm going to be constantly erasing my errors and making it as accurate as I can. I don't want to do that when I'm using my journal because I find that by making mistakes and making those mistakes work for me, it kind of makes things a little bit more organic, and if it's wrong you can kind of make it look right by making a few adjustments or whatever. So I'm just going to sketch this onto the watercolour paper, and I'll play you some music while I'm sketching. And like I said, if you want to paint along with me, then go over and grab your free outline if you want to trace it, if you feel happier doing that rather than doing the quite scary thing maybe of drawing it straight onto the paper. can see me here giving the shell outlines a sketchy edge. Now this is something I would normally steer away from, but because we're using the sketch ink and I wanted these to have a really sort of looser style sketchy look, I wanted to sort of just give it that kind of pencil sketchy edge that I would normally avoid. So with the drawing in place, I've selected 2 paints from my set of paints from Deep Light. I mentioned earlier on that you can use whatever colours you want to, from whatever brand you want to, but I'm using these because I really like them. I've actually swatched out a couple of colours together at the bottom. One's called Bramble, which is a granulating dark blue, and the other is Butterfly, which is something that we used last week when we did the colour swatching. I really love this colour, it's so versatile. If you don't have these 2 colours and you want to use something similar, you could use an indigo along with maybe buff titanium. So there's 2 alternatives there for you, but these 2 work really well together. One is an opaque colour, which is the Butterfly that you see there, that kind of it's almost like a greeny yellowy beigey colour, and Bramble is Bramble Jam, again all from Deep Light, both from Deep Light. Bramble is a granulating colour, and you'll see the magic happen when I mix these 2 colours together, but I've chosen them because I know they're not colour accurate. I don't want to be colour accurate today. I just want to make this creative and exciting and something that I wouldn't normally do over on Patreon. Just a quick note before I go any further, we do have a paid Patreon membership where we paint all botanicals over there using watercolour. None of my tutorials on Patreon will be here on YouTube, but they're all they're exclusive for my patrons, and I'm just going to play you a quick video of what you can get, and then we can jump straight back into this. Earlier I mentioned Patreon, which is where I slow everything down and go deeper into botanical painting. Alongside the free outlines, there are 3 membership levels for anyone who'd like more time, detail and guidance with me right here in the studio. Now, Clematis is the core membership tier. This is where I share longer, more considered botanical art tutorials, materials, outlines, reference photograph, in-depth process, so that you can create art that you are proud of no matter what level that you're at. And for those who'd like more personal support, my Rose tier includes everything from the other 2 membership levels, along with one-to-one time with me via video call, individual critique, and a video response made just for you. Magnolia is my monthly mini tier. Now this includes shorter, more relaxed lessons, things like quick doodles, small studies, podcasts and informal explorations that fit easily around your everyday life. Remember that if you're a member of the Clematis and Rose tier, you'll also have full access to everything in the Magnolia tier, so nothing is missed. All of the tutorials across Patreon are suitable for all levels. I teach using a learn to paint as you paint approach, so whether you're just starting out or whether you've been painting for years, you can follow along at your own pace. Patreon is also very easy to use now. Everything is kept in one place. You can use the search bar to quickly find the tutorial or topic that you're looking for without having to scroll endlessly. And if you're planning to stay for a while, do take advantage of the annual membership. My Patreon is about making space for depth, learning and evolving botanical art practice. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, we'd love to see you there. Okay, so you can join and leave at any time, and I'd love to see you over there. It's a way that you can support my channel, and of course our videos are a lot more in depth. I'm using a brush which is also from Deep Light. This is a number 2 Tintoretto. It's a mop round brush and I absolutely love it. I'm starting off by mixing Butterfly first. I don't know what to call it. It's like a yellowy colour, yellowy hue. It's like a neutral beigey yellowy colour. It's based off the cabbage white butterfly, hence the name. And to that, I'm adding Bramble. Bramble is a really unusual colour. It's almost indigo like, but it's not as dark as that. It's got hints of purple and pink in the granulation, and it's something that I feel I don't utilize enough, and I'm really enjoying using this because it's granulating. I'm mixing this up in my palettes repeatedly just to make sure that it's mixed properly. If you wanted to treat yourself to these 2 paints, I do have a discount code, by the way. I am a brand ambassador for Deep Light, and they've very kindly given me Deep Ray, so you can get 10% off all of their lovely handmade paints, and also I think that might include the brushes as well. Okay, so that discount code might also be applicable to the brushes. So on we go with this colour. This is like a grey tone you can see at the moment, and I'm just really haphazardly, if you like, applying it to the shell. Varying that colour with a little bit of bramble and just kind of working it into the nooks and crannies. I don't worry with these if I go outside the pencil line. It really doesn't matter. It's not about accuracy. It's about being creative and just allowing yourself to make mistakes, because I think sometimes we try to do things, make them 100% right, and if we're not happy with them, we feel that we have failed in our drawing and painting and all that kind of stuff. But that's not what we're about on my YouTube channel now. We're just just being letting our creativity flow and not worrying about getting it wrong. And I promise you, if you try painting in this way and get that mindset, you will probably find that your paintings are a lot more relaxed and you'll begin to enjoy them a little bit more, rather than putting yourself under the unnecessary pressure of wanting to create beautiful absolutely gorgeous paintings that are 100% right. These bring me so much joy, perhaps more, if I'm honest, than my more accurate paintings, because the pressure that can put me under as an artist can sometimes be a little too much. This is why I sort of started doing these art journal videos here on YouTube. I've been doing them for a good few months now, and many of you do seem to enjoy them and that more relaxed way of painting. But that said, I still give you the outlines so that I know that I want you to be able to join in with me, and I know that drawing the outline directly onto the watercolor paper can be a little bit daunting, so that is why I give you that free outline on our free membership level. There's no catch. You can go over, join up for free, and you can just grab them and print them off and trace them down. This is just bramble that I'm adding a little bit of contrast to here and there. And I must mention that if you want to share your paintings, you can do that on our Facebook group. We're a private group. All you need to do is head over to the Wonders of Watercolour. It's linked in my my homepage and also in the description. Just answer the usual membership questions, which we do insist that you do. And you can post your lovely paintings from here online and get some feedback from me, my wonderful team of admin, and headed by our wonderful Rose, who will look after you and give you any advice and just help you along and give some feedback. We'd love to see you there. I've let this dry completely now, so I want to add a little bit more contrast to the painting. So I'm adding bramble to the mix, this time a little bit thicker, so that I can give these a little bit more form and a little bit more interest, because I did feel they were looking a little bit flat. At this point, the paint does need to be dry, because if you were to apply this on top of the damp paint, it would just merge. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, just pointing out that if you don't want that look, then wait for this paint to dry, as I have done here. And then I'm just blending it in with my brush. I'm just using the one brush today, which is this Tintoretto 2 from Deep Deep Light, and just picking up a little bit more of that mix. We've got the same two colours. Just going around the outside of some of the lines that I painted on this shell. You can go as light or as dark as you want to. I was thinking as I was mixing these colours earlier on and talking about, how you can use whatever colours you want to. You can be really creative with this. Maybe you've got some iridescent paints that you could use, some of those lovely sparkly ones, and give that, maybe put a layer of that on the top. Or you could use like some bright purples or pinks, or just be really creative and make them magical. And don't forget to share them on our Facebook group, as I've just said. I'd love to see what you can come up with using your free outline. Follow along with this video and then just post them on our Facebook group. And I'd love to see what you come up with. Like I said, you don't have to use these colours. There's never a hard sell here. We want you to just enjoy what you have within your own set. I only mentioned these because I know many of you also enjoy using these paints, and I certainly do. So I'm going to carry on using them because I love them. So this is what we're looking like so far. Now at this point I wasn't sure whether to put a sort of base layer, maybe some shadows, and I did think they were maybe floating in thin air, so I thought, well, do you know what, in for a penny, let's put some colour on the bottom. So I'm using bramble on its own. I'm going to be mixing a decent amount of this up and lots of water, so we want this to be a nice punchy colour, as you can see here. So I'm just mixing it in. With granulating paints, you do have to keep mixing them to make sure that you make the most out of that granulation. This time I'm going to be putting the water onto the paper first, working wet and wet. So wet and wet just means that you apply the water onto the paper where you intend to drop that paint. So this is what I'm going to be doing next. Now I'm very mindful that I'm going to be putting the shadow areas in the wrong place. I don't care, it doesn't matter, don't come for me in the comments. This is all about just having fun and just messing around with paint, okay? It might not look right, but I like it and it's fine. So we're just putting the water where we want to add that blue paint and just see what happens. And the great thing about this granulating paint is you'll see the benefit of that granulation when working wet in wet. Another thing to bear in mind when you're working wet and wet is to make sure that you drop the colour in at the right moment. If you go in too quickly, your paint will pool and it'll just float on the top. If you go in too late, it's not going to do anything. It's just recognising that time, and that will come with a little bit of practice, of course. I'm just giving that a mix and just dropping it in. You can see how it's blurring around the outside of the shells. And I'm just going to continue with this until we finish the painting. I'm going to stop talking now. I've waffled enough, and I'm going to let you watch the rest of this video in peace. I'm going to play you some lovely soothing music, and like I said, I hope you enjoy what I'm doing and paint along with me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd love to see you here as a regular viewer, and I'm going to stop talking and see you soon. Thank you for watching. My name is Ray. This is my studio, and I'll see you soon.